Hey everybody, it's Liz from West Star Tarot. How are you? I hope this finds you well. Today I am here to continue Mascha's Top Tarot Trumps, and today I'll be talking about our Major Arcana 19, the Sun card. So here's one of my favorites. This is from the Greenwood Tarot. And the Sun card is the third card in a series of three celestial cards. So we have the star, the moon, and the sun, each one shining a little bit brighter than the one before it. And so here we have the brightest of the three, the Sun card. And if you look at this card, even if you're not a tarot reader, you can look at this and see that there's a huge amount of energy pouring forth from this card. The beautiful yellows and oranges, the brightness, the as I said, the energy, the joy, the light, the illumination, and so forth. So you can get a sense that this is a pretty positive card. But as Charlie Claire Burgess says in Radical Tarot, no card is all good or all bad. And I do want to talk about the positive aspects of the Sun card. And as I mentioned, joy, success, energy, being having the sun shine its light on you so you can be your authentic self. And all those kinds of positive feelings. It is a card of great energy, bliss, some would even say. So Charlie says here, in Radical Tarot, working with the sun means intentionally shining the light of awareness into all our cobwebbed corners and neglected places. So if we think about the card of the Sun card as shining light, as being illuminating, anything that illuminates, the other side of that is it casts shadows. So there's a shadow side to the Sun card as well as the illumination. So this means facing the things that make us feel uncomfortable, because these things need our attention most. It means uplifting the voices and interests of the marginalized and giving up power that is held in corrupt and oppressive systems. One of the classic meanings, I think I mentioned this already, of the Sun card is freedom. And as Ray Charles and Solomon Burke sang, none of us are free if one of us is chained. So truly living in the sun means breaking the cycle of gaining power by oppressing others, and instead seeding our power into community, interconnectivity, mutuality, and healing. So I really like that, thinking about the sun and all of our tarot cards as not being all bad or all good. There's positives and negatives to each and every card. And so let me just talk a little bit about, I'll show a couple of cards, and then I have a couple little guidebook things I wanted to read. So this is from Tarot of the Hidden Realm by Julia Jeffrey, who just came out with Witch Sister. And I really love that. You can see the joy. The other piece of the Sun card that I think we see in this is it's about abundance. We need the sun's light in order to have photosynthesis. So in order to allow plants to grow, trees, which provide shade when the sun is too strong, but also our crops, the crops that we eat for eating, but also the crops that we use as medicinal herbs. So there's a healing aspect to the Sun card as well, if we think about our healing herbs. This is Tarot of the Great Outdoors. I love, love, love this Sun card. The majors in this deck are all from national parks across the United States. And this one is Acadia National Park in Maine. And it is said that the sun strikes Acadia National Park. It's the first piece of the United States each morning that gets to see the sun. And it is just up the coast from where I live, and it is a stunningly gorgeous place to go. So I really love this card. I think it's beautiful, and it reminds me of a place that I love quite a bit. So here, our typical sun card, please watch Mascha's. She goes through the entire history of the sun card, and it's really excellent, and you'll learn a lot by listening to Mascha. So this is from the Wee Moon Tarot. So oftentimes we see in like the Tarot de Marseille, two children in the with the sun, and then in the Rider-Waite-Smith we see the famous naked baby on a horse with the sun shining down. But here's a card that doesn't have any humans in it, and this is, as I said, from Wee Moon Tarot. Life force. And so what Wee Moon has to say is universal energy source. The sun is a free source of life energy. Fire is the sun's element in the minor arcana, providing light, warmth, power, and all the life-sustaining qualities we need. The magical transformation of energy is the nature of fire, but it can go either way. Photosynthesis creates new life. Fire out of balance with other elements destroys. Fire manifests in the alchemical process of turning one element into another, naturally generating energy. So the question is, what are you cooking up? Just pulling the sun card can energize your heart song. Solar power can also jumpstart the reversal of climate change and transform economies to benefit all life on Earth. So I really love this card, this representation, life force, and I like what they have to say in the guidebook. Here is a deck that has many of my favorite majors. This is the Next World, and I have to kind of hold this sideways because it is, oh, there we go. It's a really shiny deck. And I think now it has been reissued and it's matte. I know the smaller pocket version is. I love this. I love it. Look at the wonder in this child's face as they gaze up into the sky. And we have these beautiful sunflowers growing around them. So this is by Christy C. Rode, and what Christy says is, the sun is raw enthusiasm and conscious levity, living her life among towering sunflowers. The sun is clean soil, organic harvest, and the earth before destruction. She defies rules and art and allows her dreams to be extra. The sun reminds us that we are in charge of our ability to love. And I think when you feel that joy from the sun card, it's heartwarming and it opens up our hearts, allowing love to flow out and to flow in. When you're a child, you feel the breath of your ancestors, the stories of your caretakers, and the newness of the world. When you pinch yourself and find a healed body, you feel miles from the debris of trauma and closer to feeling home in your reclaimed skin. The sun asks you to allow the light of birth, healing, rebirth, and raw joy to give power to your creative wisdom as you manifest a future that serves you well. The sun reminds us to fortify our souls in tranquility and prepare us for the sparkling intersections between calm and chaos. The sun's rays shake systems and enlighten communities. She asks you to do the same, to open the floodgates of joy. Open the floodgates to joy, confidence, and revolutionary self-love. So Christie portrays this card in a revolutionary light, as well as Charlie, Claire Burgess, and the Wee Moon. And then the last card I wanted to show is, again, No People. This is the Sun card from the Shimmering Veil by Scylla Conway. And I love this one because it's just the sun, but it's got all that glorious orange and yellow that are energizing us and uplifting and joyful, and just sort of make me feel happy looking at those colors. So Scylla says, the sun's, oh boy, I can't read it. It's so little and I've lost the light. Oh, well. I don't know what Scylla has to say, but what I have to say is I love the Sun card. And when I think about its joyfulness, but another way I look at the Sun card, I talked about it in its predecessor, the Moon card, and I look at the Moon card as the divine feminine, the sacred feminine, the goddess in her guise as the moon, and the cycles, and so forth and so on. And the Sun, to me, represents male deity. And as Charlie says, it can also represent the patriarchy. So for me, that's the downside of the Sun, the patriarchy, the ever shining, never ceasing onslaught of warmth and fire, and the ability to for us to get burned by this overwhelming power. But again, it also warms us. It grows our food. It's joyful. I mean, there's nothing that I like more than sitting on at the beach on a hot summer day, basking in the sun, soaking up those rays. And when I get too hot, diving in the ocean to cool off. So those are some of my favorite Sun cards. Tell me, what are some of your favorite Sun cards? Thank you again, Mascha, for this really enjoyable process that you have presented to us. Peace and love, my friends.